Module 2, Types of Interviews and Interview Questions. This module covers the types of interviews, traditional interview questions, behavior-based interview techniques, and it also offers strategy on how to answer inappropriate or illegal interview questions, just in case you get some. Types of interviews. Not all interviews look the same. Today's job market includes screening calls, video interviews, in-person interviews, panel discussions, and even AI interviews. AI as in artificial intelligence. Each format requires a different Each format requires slightly different preparation. I will go over what you should know and do for each type. Knowing what employers expect in each setting will help you feel more in control and perform with ease. The screening interview. A screening interview is a brief initial conversation used to determine if a candidate meets the basic qualifications for the role. The panel interview. A panel interview involves multiple interviewers assessing a candidate's skills, experience, and fit for the role, but they do this in a single setting. The group interview. A group interview evaluates multiple candidates at once to observe teamwork, communication, and leadership dynamics. The case interview. A case interview tests a candidate's problem-solving and analytical abilities using real or hypothetical business scenarios. And case interviews are usually conducted by consulting firms. Traditional interviews. A traditional interview involves a one-on-one conversation where the interviewer asks about a candidate's experience, skills, and career goals. The behavior-based interview. A behavior-based interview focuses on past experiences and actions to predict how a candidate will handle future workplace situations. And now there is the AI interview. An AI interview uses a software or automated technology to assess candidates' responses, often through video or text, focusing on consistency, language, and job-related traits. The screening interview. While this section discusses the screening interview, most of the points here are applicable to the different types of interviews discussed earlier. The screening interview is typically conducted over the phone and serves to determine if you're the right fit for the job, potentially leading to the next stage of the interview process. Keep in mind that with technology, screening interviews are done via Zoom or non-human AI tool. Here are some additional things you need to know to prepare for your screening interview. Your professional phone etiquette. Answer the phone in a professional manner, and if you're unavailable, ensure that your voicemail message is equally professional. If caught off guard, it's acceptable to ask if you can return the call shortly, allowing you to gather yourself and prepare adequately. Treat the screening interview as you would a face-to-face interview. Prepare for this interview just as if you are going to be there in person. Have your resume, a notepad, and a pen handy. Get yourself mentally prepared. Find a quiet place where you can talk without description, without Have your resume, a notepad, and pen handy. Get yourself mentally prepared. Revisit your resume so you will be able to confidently discuss your qualifications. The questions will focus on your resume and qualifications, assessing whether they align with the job requirements or not. Find a quiet place where you can talk without distractions. Practice common interview questions. Practice answering the common interview questions about your professional background, your strengths, weaknesses, and reasons why they should hire you. Watch your body language. During the call, sit up straight, concentrate, and have a smile on your face. Listeners can hear it in your voice if you're feeling flustered, tired, or enthusiastic. Depending on how you handle yourself in the interview, you may or may not be invited to a more formal interview. Common interview questions. Common or traditional interview questions. These are meant to gather general information about your background, work history, and general qualifications. These questions are generic and straightforward. Some can easily be answered with a yes or a no. Some common traditional questions include: tell me about yourself. Why did you leave your last job? How well do you work under pressure? Or what are your strengths and weaknesses? Let's break down a few of these questions and how you could answer them. So the question, tell me about yourself, it's often your first impression, so make it count. Structure your response around your career story, tying in relevant achievements. For the why should we hire you question, focus on your unique strengths and how they solve the company's problems. If you're asked about why you left a role, be honest but professional. Keep it future focused. That means do not focus on what went, um, do not focus, no. If you're asked about why you left a role, be honest but professional. Keep it future focused, meaning do not badmouth your boss. So keep it future. So here is an activity that you should pause to do. Pause here to answer the following question. So let's break it down before you start answering the question. The question, tell me about yourself, it's often your first impression. So make sure it counts. Structure your response around your career story, tying in relevant achievements. For the question on why should we hire you, focus on your unique strengths and how you are able to solve problems for your company. And if you're asked about why you left a role, be honest but professional. Do not badmouth anyone at the company. Keep your answer future focused. So it's time for you to take a break, grab your notepad, and answer the following 3 questions in preparation for the next module of this webinar. Understanding behavior-based interviews. A behavior-based interview is like storytelling. Interviewers love stories. So this is where you need to recall specific experiences that demonstrate your abilities. Some popular acronyms that will help you in shaping your stories are CAR, challenge, action, results; STAR, situation, task, action, results; PAR, problems, action, results. And there are many others, but they all mean the same thing. At the end of the day, you want to be able to tell your success stories and your accomplishments. Behavior-based interviews are highly effective in evaluating a candidate's past experiences, which becomes an indicator of their future performance. What that means is the underlying premise is that how you performed in the past can be a strong predictor of your potential success in similar situations. During these interviews, expect questions that prompt you to provide specific examples from your professional history. Watch for phrases like, tell me about a time when, or give me an example of. Use those as cues to share relevant stories. The purpose of these questions is to assess not only your skills and accomplishments, but also how well they align with the job requirements. So, to truly set yourself apart in behavior-based interviews, focus on highlighting the impact and results of your actions. Keep in mind that not all stories will be positive. Choose situations when things did not go according to plan, despite your best effort. The interview wants to know how you handle adversities, how you bounce back. So don't treat that particular question as if it's a gotcha question. No, it isn't. Interviewers know that we succeed, but we also fail. And they want to know how you dealt with failures, how you dealt with situations that did not go well, because that would be a predictor of how you will deal with similar situations in future. How to identify behavior-based questions. Here are 3 behavior-based interview questions, and I'll read them. Give me an example of a time when you took on a significant leadership role on a project that you're particularly proud of. Describe a time when you had a personal conflict with your boss or your peer. How did you resolve the conflict? What was the outcome or the results? And the third question is, tell me about a time when you failed to meet a deadline. What things did you fail to do? What were the repercussions? And what did you learn? So the moment you hear these questions, you know it's storytelling time. Keep these questions in mind when you get to the activity part of the module, because you'll be asked to provide some answers to these 3 questions. Preparing for behavior-based interviews. The first thing you should be doing to prepare for behavior-based interviews, the first thing you should be doing to prepare for these interviews is to identify the required competencies from the job posting. Then reflect on your past challenges and solutions. What was happening at the time? What did you do? And what was the outcome? Provide specific real-life answers. Don't go making anything up. Remember, it's your story. It happened. So you just need to recall what was happening at the time, what did you do, and what was the result or the impact. Aim for at least 4 impactful stories for each competency. Remember, as I said earlier, not everything that you do will have a positive outcome. So review the situations when the impact was negative. When you're asked a failure question, it is not a gotcha question. The interview wants to know how you handle adversities. Now it's time for you to download the sample interview questions for practice.